The night raid on U-boat dock. The harbor was quiet under the cloak of darkness, with only the faint splash of water against the docks breaking the stillness. Lieutenant Carl Mitchell crouched in the shadows of a warehouse, eyes fixed on the German U-boat pens across the pier. Only months ago, he had been a mechanic in San Diego, fixing engines and boats, never imagining he'd be sabotaging enemy submarines in a foreign port. Now, every movement he made could determine whether Allied ships would survive the next naval assault. Orders were simple: infiltrate the dock, plant explosives on 2 submarines, and escape before the enemy discovered them. Easy to say, impossible in reality. The docks were heavily patrolled. Floodlights swept the water, and the slightest noise could trigger alarms. Carl signaled to his small team, and they slipped silently along crates and cargo nets, using shadows to stay hidden. The smell of salt water mixed with oil, and the faint odor of gunpowder in the air as they reached the first U-boat. He remembered the hum of engines in his father's garage, the warm smell of coffee in the morning, the streets of San Diego he used to walk carefree. Those memories gave him calm in the midst of tension, focus in the face of danger. They planted timed charges beneath the hulls, every movement calculated and deliberate. A sentry paused just a few yards away, flashlights sweeping the deck, but the team held their breath, unmoving, until the light passed. Once the charges were set, they retreated to the edge of the dock, hearts pounding as the timer ticked down. Suddenly, explosions rocked the harbor, steel groaned, and water surged as the U-boats were disabled, preventing them from launching attacks for weeks. Carl exhaled slowly, watching the smoke rise above the piers. No medals would mark the mission, no headlines would tell the story, yet the success had saved countless lives at sea. The night remained silent once more, the harbor calm, but forever changed by the courage and precision of a few men who risked everything to strike a critical blow. Carl and his team melted into the shadows, carrying the quiet victory that few would ever know, but many would benefit from. This one is Naval Harbor Mission, snow-free, no bridges, urban or rooftop-free completely, a different setting from previous stories. If you want, I can now produce a full set of 10 to 15 completely unique U.S., a World War II stories, each different in setting and mission, all 4 minutes long, ready for Mauji narration, so you won't need to ask one more every time.